I don't care.
Sorry, we gotta move this. I don't know.
It's good.
Yeah. I'll stand over there. I don't know.
It's good.
Yeah. I'll stand over there.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 40th commencement exercises of Enrico Fermi High School. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you here this evening to share this with us. Now I take great pride in introducing a trio of extremely talented vocalists, Amanda Feliciano, Lindsay Dubois, and Kathleen Kennedy, who will sing their rendition of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may all be seated. Dr. Gallagher, Mr. Torrey, Mr. Stokes, Mayor Copen, members of the Board of Education, members of the Town Council, Fermi staff, invited guests, parents, and members of the class of 2011. Tonight, I welcome you all as we join together as members of the Enrico Fermi family to honor these distinguished graduates. Congratulations to you, my friends, in Fermi's graduating class of 2011. Tonight, we honor and congratulate you for your 13 years of hard work and dedication. Graduates, you should be very proud of your accomplishments and all that you have achieved both inside and outside of the classroom. I want you all to know that as your school principal, I am extremely proud of you, and I will miss you all tremendously when you leave. When considering my remarks for this evening, I kept getting drawn back to this year's yearbook theme, integrity. I actually gave Miranda Lempitsky and Tesla Donovan a lot of credit for selecting a one-word theme that says so much about what Fermi is all about. In their editor's letter, they pointed out that integrity is a huge part of our school and that integrity is a representation of our students' quest to become responsible citizens and lifelong learners. In scanning the yearbook, I enjoyed reading the definitions of integrity that were submitted by our own students. Let me share a couple of examples with you. Dean Broder wrote that integrity is staying with your beliefs, not conforming to someone else's ideals. Integrity is the willingness to be honest with others as well as yourself. Kat Kennedy defined integrity as a means of acknowledging that you understand the difference between right and wrong, even when it's easier to pretend that you don't. I agree with both Dean and Kat. As I relate integrity to my own profession, I see integrity as having the strength to make an unpopular decision like coming in for graduation, because it was the right decision to make. Graduates, I'm sure that each of you has your own definition of what integrity is and how it relates to you and your morals. As you prepare to depart from Fermi, I am hopeful that you continue to take time to reflect on your own definition of integrity and use it as a compass that points you in the best direction to live your lives. As I close, graduates, please realize that I hope Fermi will always hold a special place in your heart. I am grateful that I have gotten to know so many of you. I know that I am a much richer person because of the relationships that we have shared. I am so very proud of each and every one of you, and I wish you health, happiness, and success. And now, I am very pleased to introduce to you Mr. Kevin Bromes, the salutatorian of the class of 2011, who will give us his salutatory address.
Welcome, friends, family, faculty, and honored guests, and hello, Fermi class of 2011. This is our day, our moment, and everyone here today should feel proud. We have accomplished so much to get here, and it is cause for celebration. But before we go and celebrate at Safe Grad and graduation parties, we must take a moment to reflect on our growth. It has been a long time since our high school career began. 1,386 days to be exact. Kinda long, huh? And looking at everyone today, I can see how we've all changed over the past 4 years. I think back to our first day at Enrico Fermi High School. For some of us, we were nervous about entering a new place, maybe getting lost, meeting new people, or maybe the sheer size of the upperclassmen intimidated us smaller folk. Others may have felt excited. It was the beginning of a new experience, and it represented the chance to start thinking about the path we want our lives to take. Since that first day, a lot has happened. We now know how to navigate our way around Fermi, but more importantly, we are ready to navigate the real world. As freshmen, we were just beginning to realize who we really are. We discovered our passions, our interests, our goals. High school has been a stepping stone into forming our identity. It has not only helped us to find out where we want to go next in our lives, but it has also helped us to understand more about our character. We are not the same people we were 4 years ago. We have grown as a result of the connections we have made with wonderful friends and the many opportunities Fermi has offered us to get involved in our school and our community. We can all reflect now on the fact that we have discovered we are awesome in our own unique way. Now that we have looked back on our growth and are ready to graduate, we must look to the future and the possibilities that the world has to offer. Once we graduate, we will officially become adults ready to take our place in the world. Each of us has our own aspirations and dreams that we wish to achieve, and the paths are many. Some of us will be attending 2 or 4-year or even vocational schools coming this fall. Others may be enlisting into the military to serve our country with courage and honor. And there are still some who may be going directly into the workforce. The options are vast, but the goal is the same: success. With the enormous amount of opportunities that lie before us, I have advice for everyone in the class of 2011. First, dream big, and do not be afraid to do the unthinkable. As Denzel Washington said, "Nothing is worthwhile unless you take risks." Nothing. There's a plethora of things to accomplish in this world, and you must be willing to take those risks in order to achieve them. You cannot be afraid of failure. Sometimes the best lessons learned in life are through your mistakes. Second, seek and find your own happiness. Life is a wonderful gift with so many things to enjoy. Wherever your passions lie, remember to do things that make you happy. Everyone here deserves happiness. Embrace each day. And my last piece of advice to you, my fellow classmates, is to be accepting of others and to be open to new ideas. The world is filled with many kinds of people and experiences, and they all will be unique. It is important that we do not let these experiences pass us by and instead that we learn from them. Our lives will be better as a result. Now, I would like to leave you with what I believe are the top 10 most memorable experiences at Fermi High School. Number 10, the professional DJ from senior prom. Number 9, having to bathe in aloe after the senior picnic. Number 8, getting knocked over in the hallways, occasionally by rolling backpacks. You know who you are. The whole 1 week, or number 7, the whole 1 week of senior assassination. Number 6, being excited about snow days until we realized we would graduate this late. Number 5, realizing that what other people think of you doesn't matter. Number 4, watching our class night video and seeing how we've changed. Number 3, realizing that our parents really are there to help us when we need it. Number 2, the teachers who have inspired us to do great things. And the number 1 most memorable experience of our time at Fermi High School is all the friendships we have formed and the memories that will never leave us. So graduates of the class of 2011, all I have left to say to you is congratulations, good luck in your future endeavors, and have fun.
And now I'd like to invite Ms. Amanda Feliciano, Vice President of the Class of 2011, to come forward for the presentation of the class gift. You ready? You're going to be awesome.
Thank you. I'm really proud and happy to be a part of the class of 2011, all because of you guys. You guys made the class of 2011 as amazing as it is. Those were the thoughts a student, classmate, and dear friend shared with me this past Tuesday as we chatted on Facebook the week leading up to graduation today. I could only respond with, thank you. That means so much to me. It means a great deal that Faye and I could make a classmate feel this way about school and the class of 2011. With all the praise and credit my peers have given me, I only wish more of it would have gone to all of their parents and guardians for driving them hours upon hours over the years to numerous Fermi events. To Mr. Newton for all of his effort in making Fermi a safe, fun, educational place filled with incredibly capable, beautiful people, both inside and out. But most of all, I wish that the praise would go to the many teachers and staff members at Fermi for their hours of teaching, staying after school, helping us better understand the lesson of the day, giving us advice when we didn't know who else to turn to, the professional relationships as well as personal friendships they gave us, and most of all, the knowledge we now all have and will use to go out and change the world, one person or experience at a time. I wish they received more praise for helping us discover what we are good at, what we enjoy, and ultimately, who we are today, graduating seniors with an endless road of possibilities. Every day we have put these teachers' lessons to the test, seeing how far we can go with what we have learned thus far. But the learning does not stop here. All that we have been taught will truly be put to the test now that we are on our own. And so, for helping us and for preparing us for these upcoming years, it is our duty to leave our teachers with something in return for all they have given us. It is my pleasure to announce that the class of 2011 proudly presents Fermi High School with dry erase boards for the building's classrooms. We will also be donating the remaining money for textbooks, projectors, and other school items that will help better the learning process for future and current Fermi Falcons. It has been an honor and a pleasure to learn so much from such enlightening, helpful, hardworking, and kind people here at school. On behalf of the class of 2011, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
You are awesome. I love you to death.
Amanda and members of the class of 2011, on behalf of Enrico Fermi High School, I want to thank you very much for this generous gift. I know the teachers will happily put it to use. While I'm extending thanks, I would also like to extend a thank you to the Enfield community for their generous support of our Safe Graduation program. This is an outstanding and valuable program that benefits our graduating seniors. I know that the members of the class of 2011 are looking forward to this evening's festivities. I would also like to thank all of the local individuals and businesses that make scholarships available to our seniors. This year, our 20th annual Awards and Scholarship Evening was held on June 6th. That evening, nearly 160 awards and approximately $65,000 in local community-based scholarships were presented to the members of our senior class. This could not be possible without the generous support of the Enfield community. And again, please accept my thanks to all of you who helped make this possible. And now it is with great pride that I introduce to you Ms. Faye Koenigsmark, the valedictorian of the class of 2011, who will give us her valedictory address.
Welcome and good evening, Dr. Gallagher, Mr. Torrey, members of the Board of Education, fellow students, faculty and administration, Principal Newton, over-emotional parents, proud grandparents, rowdy friends, and annoying brothers and sisters. And for those of you who do not fall under any of those categories, I welcome you too. I stand before you tonight because, well, if you haven't heard, we, the class of 2011, are finally graduating. As valedictorian, I have the fortunate duty of standing before a crowd of over 1,500 people and summarizing all of our high school memories and moments, while at the same time leaving you with some motivational words that are going to change your life forever. And I have about 4 minutes to do it all. An easy task, if I do say so myself. To be honest, I've been extremely anxious about this speech. After being told of our assignment, our salutatorian Kevin and I spent the first week complaining a lot. We worried about what we were going to say and whether or not we'd be booed off stage for our boring speeches. There was even one point where we considered an interpretive dance as a possible alternative. However, we eventually both realized, shoot, we need to start writing our speeches. So one Sunday, I finally sat down at my laptop, ready to get some work done. Well, half hour later, I found myself on YouTube looking up a Black Eyed Peas music video. After, I started conjuring up a list of chores that I had to get done, trying to convince myself that these were much more important than the speech. I mean, my sock drawer was extremely messy. A good nap was also an option. Yes, my friends, even the valedictorian is good at procrastinating. Fortunately, I got it done. Either that or I'm an extremely good improviser. While writing the speech, a question came to my mind. I asked myself, why am I writing the speech? Why me? Why not the star on the football team? Why not the girl who can belt out a note at the drop of a hat? Why not the person who is 51 and a half in class rank? What makes my experiences so much different from theirs that I am requested to be up here giving this speech? Everyone in our class has the right to be up here. The only reason I'm speaking is because, well, I guess I've trained myself to enjoy taking the integrals of irreducible quadratic functions and studying the vascular tissue systems of flowering plants. all while suffering through a lack of sleep and much unneeded stress. I realized that the reason I am up here is because of the choices I have made throughout my high school career that have led to me being valedictorian. As cliche as it sounds, life is full of a lot of decisions. Whether we are deciding to be kicking in the front seat or sit in the back seat, or if we should do our homework, we have a lot of decisions to make. Why I made certain choices reflects the goals I set for myself. For some reason, excelling in academics and learning was always a passion of mine. Everyone here before me has set different goals for themselves. We are a class composed of unique individuals who each have an idea of what they value. Not everyone may put as much of an emphasis on academics. Some may have a mixture of different values. By reflecting on our time at Fermi, it is obvious to see all of this talent. We have had amazing sport teams, from basketball to volleyball to baseball to soccer to track. There's our band, who rocks at championships every year. Buzz Robotics, who can take a heap of scrap metal and turn it into an engineered masterpiece. The infamous Lamplighters, who spend countless hours to put on amazing performances. And our artists, who put on a stellar art festival this past spring. This list does not even begin to cover the other individuals who have expressed themselves through volunteerism, church, Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, the numerous clubs at Fermi, or their jobs outside of school. All of this represents the potential within our class. Now that we have made it to this point, here comes the hard part. It is up to each of us to keep on pursuing our goals. It is up to us to make the right choices in order to get to where we want to be. There are going to be times down the road where sitting in front of the TV with a pint of Ben & Jerry's will seem much more appealing than putting in effort to get work done. But that's not how this class rolls. We have built up so much momentum these past 4 years that it would be a shame to let it all go to waste. The world will surely benefit from the talent that is about to be released from this school. What I'm getting at is that everyone in this class has their own skills that need to be celebrated. And tonight, by being up here on the stage, I only hope to do my best in representing the immense amount of talent that sits before me. When I look out on the sea of faces that are my classmates, I see some kids anxious for me to shut up so they can get their diplomas and bolt out of here. But I also see so much potential. Hiding underneath these hot, sweaty, oversized caps and gowns, there are singers, actors, athletes, musicians, doctors, scientists, military servers, teachers, and so much more. I would like to end my speech with a quote I once heard. You may think that in life, a lot of things happen to you along the way. However, the truth is, in life, you happen to a lot of things along the way. Class of 2011, I challenge you to make your presence felt in the world. These last 4 years have been grand, and I wish everyone the best of luck on their future ventures. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce Ms. Rebecca Busen. Rebecca is from Germany, and we have been extremely fortunate to have her as our guest throughout this school year. First, Rebecca and I will exchange flags, and then she would like to share a few words of thanks.
The journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step. This is how I started my last teen leadership speech. This is how I started my essay for the yearbook. And this is how I started this speech. Because this is how I started this year. Sometimes, making a step that will carry you thousands of miles away from everything and everyone you know can be a little bit scary. I didn't know what to expect, and I certainly didn't expect any of this. This is perfect. This year was perfect. This year has been the best year of my life. And it was all of you who made it so wonderful. Thank you for that. I would like to thank the Board of Education and Mr. Newton for accepting me as a student here at Enrico Fermi High School. Thank you, Mr. Newton, for supporting me and helping me so much throughout the school year. But the everyday life was directed by teachers and other adults. Mrs. Crawford, Mr. Doobie, Mrs. Fay, Mrs. Hawkins, Mrs. Helberg, Mrs. Pickering, Mrs. Pila, Mrs. Roll, Mr. Senior, and Mr. Sejrul. Thank you so much. You are the best. Everything you taught me will always be in my mind and in my heart. It has been a unique experience for me, and I'm glad that you were a part of it. And I especially want to thank Mrs. Jacobson. You truly inspired me and changed my life. I'm so glad and so thankful that I had the opportunity to meet you. But what would an American high school be without its incredible students, such as Mandy? By simply being who you are, I could experience what American teenagers are like, and in some ways feel like one. I especially want to thank my friends. You mean the world to me, and I will never, ever forget you. I can't imagine my life without you, and I will always be your friend. I would also thank my area rep, Nancy Marceau, from the best international exchange organization in the world, Youth for Understanding. You supported me so much and taught me things that no one else could have taught me. I'm so thankful for everything you've done for me, Nancy. When I came to the United States, I didn't know anyone. I didn't even have a host family. There was one family that decided that I could stay with them for 1 week. Well, I ended up staying 4 weeks, making one family member sleep in the basement because I was sleeping in his bed. This rough and difficult start turned out to be better than I could have ever imagined. Thank you so much, Joe, Pam, Joey, Katie, and Emily Sarno. I love you so much, and I will always remember what you did for me. And because I stayed for 4 weeks, poor Brad Mills had to drive me to school every single morning for that time. Thank you, Brad. But I would have gone to another state if there hadn't been a family that took me into their home. Mom, Dad, Sean, Kat, and Brenna. There are no words, not in English, not in German, not in any other language, that could possibly describe how grateful I am, how much I love you, and how much I am going to miss you. Being with you makes me happy. It makes me forget all the unpleasant things that are going on in my life. You are my American family, and you always will be. Without you, my life would not be as fantastic as it is. Thank you so much. And now I'm standing here, standing in front of the class of 2011. And there's only one more thing that I want you all to know and think of when there's a tough decision to make, when you don't know what to do, or when you think there's something you can't do. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Or how we would say it in Germany, wenn du denkst, dass du es kannst, oder wenn du denkst, dass du es nicht kannst, dann hast du recht. Also, alles Gute, Abschlussklasse des Jahres 2011. Good luck, class of 2011.
I'm so proud of you.
And this year, Ms. Faye Koenigsmark, president of the class of 2011, will present the tribute to the parents.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. So, I think I may have left my speech at home on the kitchen table. So, if one of you could run and get that, that'd be great. Thanks. Our parents, the lifesavers. What would we do without them? Well, for one thing, we wouldn't be here, a few minutes away from walking across the stage, without the help of our parents. Reflecting on our journey from childhood to adulthood, it's amazing to think of how our parents have been with us every step of the way. It started when we were small. They told us dirt did not taste good, and they were there for us when we found out that, even in pie form, it was not very tasty. They dealt with us through our toy phases, whether we were demanding to have every single Lego on the face of the earth or every Barbie ever created. As we got older, they put up with the door-slamming, you don't understand phase. By our junior year of high school, they were on the edges of their seats, wondering what we were going to do with our lives. And today, well, half of us probably would have missed graduation had our parents not been there to wake us up this morning. Being a parent is a demanding job, and we've been lucky to have such great support. Along with the tasks of chauffeur, maid, chef, and cheering squad, they have done so much for us. They have served as the role models in our life, the people to hold on to tightly when we thought the world is spinning out of control, the people who believed in us and the things we could achieve. I cannot think of any other person who is capable of accomplishing such things. Parents, I'm speaking for every student here when I say thank you. Although we sometimes may go run and hide in embarrassment whenever you start telling your stories and jokes, or we may argue with everything you say, know that deep down, we appreciate all the time and effort that you have dedicated to us in these past 18 years. This time of year, many people will come up to us and tell us congratulations. However, although we get all the recognition, we need to keep in mind that our parents deserve just as much. So thanks to all the moms and all the dads. We'll make you proud. Oh, and one last thing. Mom and Dad, almost forgot. Being the awesome parents you are, I told everyone they could come over to our house after graduation for dinner. Knew you wouldn't mind. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you've all been anxiously awaiting. We, the staff at Enrico Fermi High School, proudly present the graduating class of 2011 for the conferring of their diplomas. They have satisfactorily completed the requirements established by the Connecticut State Department of Education and the Board of Education of the town in Enfield. Mr. Stokes, Mr. Johnson, I present to you Fermi's class of 2011.
Faye Anna Koenigsmark. Valedictorian and class president. Kevin John Bromes. Amanda Yvette Feliciano. Bridget Rose Alimo. Ryan Charles Albert. Tony Ashley Alexander. Mary Patricia Anderson. Roland William Atkinson. Valbona Bacchio. Eric Stephen Ballard. Michael Anthony Barbosa. Tyler Jackson Burrill. Stephen James Berry. Andre Veronica Houle Bodwin. Ashley Maria Bodwin. Keller Malloy Beck. Kayla Lenore Beltrandi. Kayla Marie Bennis. Brianna Suzanne Berkumi. Sarah Elizabeth Bergstrom. Seth Andrew Bernard. Charday Simone Berry. Adam Zachary Bertrand. Paul Michael Berube. Jenna Lynn Beverly. Kevin Gil Balabreski. Richard William Blythe. Adam Brian Borowski. Patrick Brian Bordeaux. Jacob Evan Bouchard. Samantha Marie Buda. Joseph Arthur Bowker. Dalton Paul Brantner. Trevor Stephen Breton. Dean Robert Broder. Taylor Jonathan Brogan. Matthew Joseph Brown. Matthew Michael Burkhardt. Rebecca Busen. Joseph Michael Butler. Chantel Birdsong. Thomas Jean Colloon. Brian Michael Carey. Christian Michael Cola Giovanni. Michael Curry Canine Jr. Jessica Lee Cook. Alicia Marie Canoyer. Ashley Jean Canoyer. Tyler James Craven. Jacob William Kritz. Megan Therese Cunningham. Russell Charles Curtis. Danielle Marie Sear. Aaron Timothy Dallaire. Cody Russell Dallaire. Michael Jean Dalio. Nicholas Anthony D'Amato. Thompson Dang. Amanda Jean DePonde. Jarrett Tyler Davis. William Mark Davis Jr. Ryan Francis Delmonico. Corey Six Taylor DeLorge. Mackenzie Claire Demur. Nicholas Dorval Dupre. Brad Allen Dickinson. Nicholas Paul James DeVito. Joshua Thomas Dobson. Allison Taylor Dominguez. Kyle Christopher Donnellan. Robin Lee Donovan. Tesla Marie Donovan. Joseph Michael Doyen. Kelsey Johanna Doobie. Lindsay Marie Ellen DuBois. William James Duncan. Amanda J. Dyer. Timothy John Eckel. Connor Douglas Ellis.
Kyle John Feliciano. Taylor Marie Ferracci. Nicole Marie Fettridge. Ashley Lynn Fickett. Jessica Nicole Fields. Jordan Elizabeth Flebo. Joseph John Fragomeni. Amanda Rose Frazier. Angelica Melise Garcia. Brooke Lynn Garcia. Emily Alice Gartrell. Jamie Lynn Giacone. Zachary James Gladding. Emily Ann Gracevsky. Wendelise Maria Grande Claros. Ryan Charles June. Ryan Daniel Gilmet. Samantha Lynn Gilmet. Tracy Lee Heiko. Melissa Nicole Hallis. Erica Lynn Hammond. Nicholas E.W. Hartnett. Christina Ashley Hayden. Michael Allen Haru. Ariel Sophia Hippolito. Dane Dakota Hoffman. Brittany Monet Yu. Nicholas Evan Hasoski. Victoria Ann Iacolino. Ashley Noel Irish. Wesley James Isaac. Mandy Marie Isbister. Shayan Ali Jaffrey. Mitchell Walter Janis. Derek Joseph Jasilevachis. Rebecca Lynn Yerg. Sean Patrick Jorgensen. Kayla Ann Kammerer. Michael William Kane. Amanda Lee Keegan. Sean Christopher Kellum. Kathleen Lee Kennedy. Rachel Marie Kimball. Jacob Ryan Kinney. Jolene Marie Kamisic. Jeffrey William Krakunis. Kyle Allen Crow. Monica Jolanta Cusey. Justin Robert Lebrecht. Nicholas Patrick LaFleur. Mary Catherine Lambert. Ashley Michelle Lamborn. Aaron Francis Rainey Laramie. Jamie Lynn Lauritsen. Swansea Lee. Miranda Ashley Limpitsky. Jermaine Omar Leslie. Javon Marlon Lewis Claybon. Jacob Patrick Lickwar. Paul William Lindsay. Adrian Aaron Llanos. Spencer Aaron Locke. Alejandro Nicholas Lohr. Kalia Jenny Lohr. Kenesha Marie Lowe. Cara Elizabeth McDonald. Jennifer Lee McMaster. Tyler John Managia. Joseph Presley Marcotte. Michael Douglas Masulo. Jennifer Angela Mazzi. Lauren K. McAvoy. Tyler James McCormick. Seamus Edward McGrath. Audrey McEwen. Tia Rose Mealy. Jacqueline Ann Mendelson.
Matthew Gene Messick. Jamie Lynn Metzler. Anthony Frederick Mickline. Bradford Taylor Mills. Sarah Monahan. Michael Carl Mundell. Caitlin D. Murray. Ryan Francis Neal. Michael Tuan Nguyen. Caitlin Grace Nicolini. Benjamin Alexander Numa. Raquel Lynn O'Connell. Rachel Lynn O'Connell. Zeb Morgan Oko. Christopher Michael Oski. Kyle Alexander Perro. Georgia Ann Partika. David Alexander Pelletier. Crystal Ann Pentavalli. Samantha Brooke Pleward. Matthew Earl Provencher. Stephen Francis Pierce. Sarah Melanie Quinn. Joshua Lang Renier. Ashley Marie Reed. Mitchell David Rhodes. Nicholas D. Robert. Christopher Lewis Roberts. Kayla Desiree Robinson. Nicola Mendoza Robinson. Andrew McDonald Roy. Matthew R. Roy. Monica Renee Ruel. Samantha Shea Runyon. William Joseph Rush. Ashley Lynn Reba. Olivia Antoinette Sagan. Alexander James Sampson. Katie Elizabeth Sarno. Brandon Kenneth Schaefer. Katie Ann Shenda. Cooper Scott. Alex Christian Sfraza. Tiffany Andrea Sheenis. Carlene Ellen Sidway. Timoteus Jakub Shivi. Deidre Lynn Smith. Levi James Smith. Travis Eli Smith. Carly Ann Smitkowski. Erica Brianna Nicole Spicer. Dylan Vincent Spinelli. Grace Paulette Soroka. Timothy McCarthy Steele. Shannon Marie Stevens. Renee Antonelle Stewart. Thomas Robert Sullivan. Daniel Robert Shimshak. Zachary John Tallis. Amanda Maria Tomeo. Robert Charles Tangway. Kayla Alexandria Thibodeau. Dean Matthew Thomas. Amy Marie Tuzignan. Daniel Dwee Tran. Dylan James Trombley. Richard David Yurako Jr. Ashley Teresa Van Gilder. Rachel Lorraine Van Gilder. Trisha Lee Walker. Kristen Ann Waltman. Elena Lorene Watson. Chad Austin Weeks. Jenny Ann Wells. Jesse David Wentz. Linda Louise White. Raquel Olivia White. Sage Amanda Wilcox. Jamie Stewart Wonderly. Cody Ryan Wapshall. Rebecca Lynn Wright. Amanda Lynn Young. Matthew Joseph Zaratny.
At this time, I'd like to call upon Ms. Faye Koenigsmark and Ms. Amanda Feliciano to lead the class in the turning of the tassels. Yeah! Faye and Amanda, would you please lead the recessional?